It is my pleasure to welcome you on this beautiful and typical Manchester day to the university and the splendid surroundings of the Whitworth Hall for this graduation ceremony. In particular, I'd like to welcome our graduands whose magnificent achievements and hard work we are here to celebrate today. I'd also like to welcome those of you who, as family and friends, have traveled long distances. We're delighted to see you at the university and to thank you for the help, support, and encouragement that you've given our graduands during their studies. I'm going to ask our graduands now to stand up and turn round and applaud your family and friends for all of the support they have given you. A degree ceremony is a rite of passage, marking the move from one stage of life to another. Many of you have further studies in front of you, while for others the transformation is to the world of work. If you're still feeling the effect of your examination or the pressure of deadlines for your thesis, you could take some solace from the words of one of the world's first and greatest teachers and students, Aristotle, who tells us, "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet." The early days of most people's careers can be challenging, but those of you who are graduating today have given yourselves a real competitive edge by completing your degree here in Manchester. Our alumni occupy the highest positions in the worlds of the professions, business, politics, and the media. Future leaders in all of these domains are sitting here in front of me. Embodying what I've just been saying, I'm particularly pleased to welcome back one of our former students, Michael Napier, CBE QC, one of the most creative and innovative lawyers of his generation. It's a great privilege to have Michael with us today, and we're delighted to honor him with an Outstanding Alumni Award later on during this ceremony. You will have seen around you some of the investments we're making in buildings and equipment to improve the experience of our students and to keep our research at the leading edge. But it's not these that make this university great and successful. It's our staff, our students, our people. You've helped to make the university what it is today, and this ceremony is just as much about honoring you for this valuable contribution as for your success in your academic studies. Obtaining your degree is a hugely important milestone, and you should celebrate that success, but it's the beginning of the journey and your association with Manchester, not the end. As the class of 2013, you'll not only take with you the friendships formed in your years with us, but also membership of the wider family of 250,000 who come together in our Alumni Association. One last message before we proceed is to remind you that your university degree does not confer upon you only a recognition of the knowledge that you've gained. In this age, where trust in many of our leading public and private institutions has been damaged, we rely even more upon the integrity and the informed skepticism that the trained mind can offer. Social responsibility and equity are also deeply ingrained here. Wherever you go in the world, you're also responsible for carrying these values. Now, I would like to invite Professor Margot Brazier to propose the Outstanding Alumni Award.
Vice President, ladies and gentlemen graduates, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the recipient of the University of Manchester Outstanding Alumnus Award for 2013, Michael Napier QC. Now, presenting Mike here today was a task I took on with glee, because a couple of years ago he introduced me at an alumni lunch, and so I seized the chance of revenge. And then my husband reminded me that Mike had only said the most flattering things about me, save for a reference to my diminutive size, and so there was no cause to seek revenge, no dirt to dish at all, only good things to say. Some of you will recognise his name or his achievements. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to make you late for the party. Mike would very much disapprove of that. He was voted Lawyer of the Year in 2012 by Legal Business. He's one of the country's most creative legal figures who transformed a small regional law firm in Sheffield called Irwin Mitchell into a pioneering legal practice. He was the very first solicitor advocate to appear before the European Court of Human Rights in 1981, winning the landmark case of X against the United Kingdom that gave patients sectioned under the Mental Health Act the right to challenge their detention. He's an ardent champion of individual rights, fighting for justice. He's one of the leading lights in personal injuries and medical law, and at the forefront of group actions in the 1980s and 90s on behalf of the victims of several major transport disasters, including the Manchester air crash, the King's Cross fire, the Lockerbie bombing. An honorary QC, he was president of the Law Society from 2000 to 2001 and is a former president of the Association for Personal Injuries Lawyers. He's the Attorney General's pro bono envoy and was appointed CBE in 2005. Now, I'd like to say now to our graduates that Mike was a completely model student. But I must abide by a duty of candour and say that rather he's not done badly for someone who nearly flunked his law degree altogether. He first arrived in Manchester in '64 on a scholarship to read law, and one of the first things he discovered when he got here, apart from the rain, was that he wasn't really very interested in some of the law subjects he was studying. Of course, he didn't get the chance to do constitutional reform with Rodney. In fact, it wasn't that he wasn't interested in law, but he was more interested in other things like rugbying and the social life that went with it, and I believe his personal tutor is here today to have a word with him about his conduct. So bad was it, he almost switched to psychology, but his old headmaster persuaded him to stick it out, and that's a good thing for the law. He graduated in '67 and completed his training with a small firm in Loughborough that handled miners' accident claims. And championing the rights of injured miners and the families, he found his true calling. Over the next 40 years, first at Thompson's, then at Irwin Mitchell, and for a decade at Pannoni Napier, set up with another great Manchester lawyer, Roger Pannoni, he stamped his mark on the legal profession. He represented clients in many landmark cases and pioneered major developments in personal injury, clinical negligence, mental health, and pensions. He fought the fight for the downtrodden, the ignored, and the voiceless. He's a progressive thinker and an influential architect of major reforms to the civil justice system and fundamental changes in the market for legal services. His success, perseverance, and his passion to improving the lives of others are examples to us all gathered here today. And so, Vice President, I present to you for the Award of Outstanding Alumnus, Michael Napier, QC.
Vice President, Professor Brazier, ladies and gentlemen, graduands, I am, of course, immensely grateful for the honour of receiving this award, although I don't know what's in it yet. My life has been shaped by the University of Manchester, by its law school, by Hume Hall, and by this Whitworth Hall, which already holds special memories for me and for my family. In 1966, before they were really famous, Eric Clapton and his band Cream played here in this hall at the Rag Ball. The hall was decorated by Manchester College of Art students, one of whom became my wife Denise, herself a Mancunian. In this same hall, our 3 undergraduate children, who had all resided in Hume Hall, received their degrees from this university in town planning, architecture, and geography, all much better students than their father, who, as you have heard, barely scraped a law degree. In fact, the only law lectures I really enjoyed were given by one of the university's most eminent teachers of tort law, Professor Harry Street, who wasn't too happy when he asked me what I knew about hearsay evidence, to which I replied, only what other people have told me. Do you know what motivated your interest in the law? Well, the spark that ignited my interest in the law happened at the age of 16 on a school trip to see the play A Man for All Seasons. I still have the programme. Price, sixpence. Dated 1961. And here is the script of the play, with my margin note against the dialogue, where Sir Thomas More, the Lord Chancellor, says, "Yes, I'd give the devil the benefit of law for my own safety's sake." The professional role of a lawyer is to advocate on behalf of all those who cannot represent themselves, whoever they are and whatever their problem. Our responsibility, your responsibility, is to ensure that justice is done, or putting it another way, to see that injustice is undone. There are no better words on the evil of injustice than Chief Justice Brennan of the United States Supreme Court, who said this: "Nothing rankles more in the human heart than a brooding sense of injustice. Illness we can put up with, but injustice makes us want to pull things down. When only the rich can enjoy the law as a doubtful luxury, and the poor who need it most cannot have it because the expense puts it beyond their reach, the threat to the existence of free democracy is not imaginary but real, because democracy's very life depends upon making the machinery of justice so effective that every citizen shall believe in the benefit of impartiality and fairness." Unquote. Well, striving to deliver the best justice that the legal system could provide has been the driving purpose behind my time in the law. I hope it will also drive all of you as you embark on a legal career at a time when the provision of legal services to the public is undergoing massive changes, some exciting, some challenging, all designed by Parliament to promote competition, to reduce legal costs, and to make access to legal advice easier for consumers. One of the 8 statutory objectives of the organisations that have the responsibility of regulating the legal professions is to support the constitutional principle of the rule of law, which the first President of the Supreme Court, the late, great Lord Bingham, called an all but sacred flame. 2 of the other regulatory objectives are part of that flame. They are firstly, improving access to justice, and secondly, increasing public understanding of citizens' legal rights and duties. Those 2 cornerstones of a civilized democracy place a heavy burden on lawyers who have a professional duty to promote and defend them, and we need a constant supply of able lawyers like all of you to do just that. However, in this age of austerity, when legal aid is very severely limited for civil disputes and is facing major reductions for criminal defence, some of you may query whether a legal career is the right choice. So let me reassure you that despite the burden of student debt and the challenge of securing a training contract or pupillage, the practice of law, often now properly called the business of law, can be rewarding in every sense if you are still prepared to work hard and pursue success for your clients, which also means success for you. Particularly rewarding is the opportunity to give some of your legal services back to the community for free through pro bono help that is very impressively provided by the Student Legal Clinic on this campus. The claim that pro bono should be part of the DNA of every lawyer goes back a long way. In most courts, solicitors and barristers wear these. I guess you know what they are. They're tabs that go on the neck collar of an advocate. There are 2 tongs. 1, 2. In 1594, at an investiture ceremony in Middle Temple Hall, the then Lord Chief Justice spoke about legal costume, and he referred to the two neck tabs thus. "The two tongs," he said, "do signify that as you should have one tongue for the rich, for your fee as a reward for your long studies and labours, so you should also have another tongue as ready without reward to defend the poor and oppressed." Whether or not you get to wear tabs as an advocate, I hope you will remember that exhortation. And here at today's modern equivalent of an investiture ceremony, my exhortation, therefore, to you is to seize the opportunity to represent the people and the businesses that will rely on your legal skills. So may I warmly congratulate you on the degrees you are about to receive. May I also, Vice President, profusely thank this great university for educating me, and for educating my family, and for its generosity in presenting me with this very special award. Thank you.
Vice President, ladies and gentlemen, it's not exactly cool, and so I'll be brief. Someone said good, heckling is not allowed. We are met today to celebrate with immense pride the success of our graduates. We also acknowledge the love and support of their families and friends. The class of 2013 is a major credit to the law school and to the university. This ceremony crowns years of hard work. You have taken on and subdued intellectually challenging subjects. Land law, anyone? You have made it to classes at the crack of dawn. Well, 9 a.m. Well, many of you did. The school's hope is that you will look back on your time here and say, it was well worth it. I benefited from it. I enjoyed it. The law school congratulates you all and sincerely thanks your loving supporters. Law students examine some noble values. Please try to advance them wherever you can. And so, for example, insist on fair play. Respect others, especially when you disagree with them. Help those who need your help. And try to further the glorious words of Magna Carta. They were accepted by a king, but they are relevant to lawyers. I quote, "To no man will we sell or deny or delay right or justice." If all that's a bit too much, can we at least accept the three snappy policies of an 19th century American politician? Again, I quote, he said, "Obey the law, pay your taxes, evacuate your bowels daily." I'm delighted to report that he won. To the class of 2013, I say this: in your hands and no longer in ours lie your futures. Wherever your paths may take you, think kindly of your law school as we will of you, and be very proud of your LLB. Briefly, I close, if I may, on a personal note. 45 years ago, I came to this great university, and now it is time for me, more or less, to leave it. If you are as happy and fulfilled in your lives as I have been in mine, my life and career, you will indeed be fortunate. I say to you, and as it were, through you, to the thousands of students it has been my privilege to meet down the years, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything, the very best of luck, and may God bless you all. Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours, Malka Afzal. Siti Ahmad Fikri. Holly Albortz. Naila Ali. Hussein Ali. Chloe Allen. Elizabeth Anderson. Sandra Annan. Samuel Ainsley. Faith Kemi Bamidele. Nasima Begum. Rebecca Benbow. Joshua Benjamin. Khatija Bamji. Amrik Singh Bella. Sarah Beebe. Andrea Roxana Bika. Daniel Bomstick. Charlotte Boothroyd. Neil Dominic Boyle. Michaela Brown. Jack Brown. Jonathan Edward Brownson. Lewis Burgess. Hannah Burrows. Bilal Kazim Butt. Megan Caulfield. Christopher Chong. Anne Chong. Sarah Jane Chia. Sue Hong Chia. Melanie Chisnell. Christine Chi. Meiyan Chong. Rachel Chua. Hui Ming Chua. Christopher Clark. Simone Clough. Wesley Coburn. Cormac Conway. Owen Liam Luciano Coyle. Peter Darby. Harriet Davies. Ariana Demian. Amir Dillon. Mark Donnelly. Paula Magdalena Drugora. Catherine Duggins. Jade Elliott Archer. Krista Enziano. Tom Errington. Harriet Ruth Evans. Kazra Firuz Yah. William Kingsley Foster. James French. Jennifer Gallagher. Emma Ward. Joel Go Chi Sian. Molly Grace. Catriona Gray. Melissa Gulchiman. Anam Gulrez Mia. Dalton Hale. Chloe Hancock. Elizabeth Handley. Asiya Haq. Misbah Haq. Sakshin Dilip Haran. Helen Hayward. Sajida Heppenstall. Sin Yong Sharon Ho. Sanwa Hussain. Claire Hurst. Eline Fleur Hughes. Raisa Ibrahim. Estathia Anna Ianu. Martin Luther Irokionu. Iram Javed. Stephen Jefferson. Anthony Jiang. Sarah Johnson. Emily Joyce. Mubi Teresa Kabimba. Nisa Karim. Eugenia Cake. Heng Hao Kaur. Teresa Kianich-Kiva. Lee Knowles. Joshua Knowles. Rebecca Marie Cochran. Crystal Kwok. Adebayo Lanlocum. Jeff LeBlanc. Shi Ling Li. Casey Leonard. Nigel Leong. Chong Weng Leong. Jiong Yan. Charlin Xing Lim. Suki Lim. Zilly Lester Lin. Stuart Long. Brendan James Luby. Rachel Shuzin Low. Si Yao Lim. Tobias Robert Lunn. Francesca Mack. Stephen McKellar. Chloe Mackey. Brianna Koza Mahmood. Orla Patricia Mahoney. Sarah Rose Malik. Charlotte Maloney. Christopher Philip Marco. Zohab Saki Masood. Lauren Maycox. Nuala Makaraka. Kirsty McMurray. Maria Cristana Metaxa. Mohammed Suhaib Mohammed Ibrahim. Tanvi Mohandas. Gamani Christopher Pinto Muragora. Murad Mubin. Corrine Chirono Murgor. Nadia Nasran. Yi Min Jamie Neo. Yi Jia Yin. Dan Noble. Brendan Francis O'Neill. Ramesh Pani. Dimitris Papamichael. Theodora Papanicolaou. Ashna Parekh. Sydney Parkinson. Zong Fan. Mabel Poe. Ashley Porter. Frank Price Jones. Abdul Rahim. Tanya Rashid. Maya Ravindran. Zara Riaz. Verity Reeves. Anastasia Rendell. Rachel Rigg. Kirsty Roberts. Emily Charlotte Roberts. Jessica Ann Rogerson. Nicola Jane Roskell. Mohammed Daniel Rubani. Lisa Sable. Sean Sanders. Monica Savic Jabro. James Bernard Andrew Scott. The next graduand also received the University Outstanding Academic Achievement Award, Anna Scott. Gemma Sarah Scott. Jonathan Scott. Christabel Shu Yi Sia. Seoni Sen. Joseph Seo Peo Cern. Kiranpreet Kaur Shergill. Jasmine Jade Shingler. Lee Chuan Sia. Jessica Q. Sinead Elizabeth Mairead Sinclair. Harpreet Kaur Singh. Rebecca Jane Smith. Jennifer Louise Smith. Sandra So Siu Fong. Robert Southworth. Arti Srinivas. Claudia Sturgeon. Nikita Surya. Robin Sutton. Jack William Taft. Ryan Tan. Dion Shihu Tan. Aloysius Tan. Wen Yi Tang. Hui Shan Tay. Amy Wee Jean T. James Thomas. Matthew Thompson. Christopher Peter Thornton. Michelle Tilley. Wei Gang Ting. Yasmin Tivey. Joseph Peter Tomlinson. Simon John Tottle. Michael James Turner. Katie Walsh. Stephanie Ward. Samuel Paul Wardleworth. Emma Whitehall. Jessica Whitney. Hannah Williamson. Jack Winter. Ariane Wiseman. Charles Tin Long Wong. Kei Yong. And for the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Ziad Al-Rawas Ziad. And Michelle Ho.
I would like once more to congratulate our graduates on their excellent achievement. I did say graduates, you can now put your hats on. Well done. I now declare this ceremony closed.